up, you maniacs? It's Peace himself, the man with 1,000 laughs, Lord Gravatos, resident leader lost and found, St. Jimmy TV, bringing you a review of Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. And it was my first Dragon Quest game. It was suggested by Tony, and I liked it. Like, after coming off the heels of Chrono Trigger, which that review will be later, it was very, very good because I wanted another turn-based game, and it hit all the check boxes I wanted to have from a game of that caliber. And afterwards, like, I was really sucked into the story especially from the first act on, and I really dug how the system was. It was very, very good. It definitely caught me by surprise because I knew that it was a very respected and loved franchise, especially growing up and seeing it in like Nintendo Power magazines. I really was like, all right, I definitely want to give this a shot because with the remakes coming out, I definitely want to try them and play those as well and understand like what this world is more, because I'm obviously a fan of Dragon Ball, and I love Akira Toriyama's character designs and like how the world was. The designs really are very reminiscent of Dragon Ball, but I like that each country had its own design of armor and its own architecture, and I liked that. Also, it didn't really help, and it's just how people talked and everything. It felt very, very funny at times. But I love the lore too, and how everything tied together from thousands of years, and how all those like little legends you hear of, you kind of get to experience. But the characters that we had in our group, we had the Luminary, we even had Eric, Veronica, Serena, Sylvando, Jade, and Rab, and I really dug them. I really dug how all of them corresponded with each other, and also like all their peps that they would get.
Wow, that was so
I also really liked how you could swap them out of battle as well. That was very, very cool. That felt like Final Fantasy X a little bit. And just being able to like, all right, I'm going to have you here because you're a good healer, and just buffs and all that kind of stuff, and knowing who can attack when like it. I love it, dude. It just it was so good. I loved the turn-based. It felt especially when you boost it to fast and you put it in classic mode, dude, it just felt so good. I'm glad that I got to play it this year. It was just so good, especially for like, we really touched on character design and lore, and also music. The music was pretty good too for every zone, and certain battle music, I wish there was more variety. There's a good amount like of playing it and enjoying it, but like I would like more of mini boss battles songs. I would like more of a harder sound for a harder boss and all that more often, because whenever it happened I'm like, okay, finally, but it was like so far deep into it. Like Final Fantasy VII, there's so much music. I also liked how the music was in each of the like zones of the world. I like the magic system too. Magic system was like more based on who had a certain affinity towards, and I like it that not everybody had like fire, ice, gravity, poison, and all that. Certain people only had certain abilities, so that really made the chemistry of the team a lot better. I like the games that are like that as well. Like it could be like Final Fantasy X, where you can get to just open up all the sphere grids. You could be like Final Fantasy VIII, where you're just drawing magic for everybody. But then you have like Final Fantasy IX, where you're like, all right, Dagger and Eiko are the only ones that can really heal. All right, cool. I'm gonna have one on each team, and then I'll probably have Vivi, or I'll swap it out with Freya, or like you just have options. And I really like that chemistry where there's like, there could be the meta, there obviously is a meta, but like you could make whatever you want and then you could beat the game that way. Like it was very, very cool. The plot really had me going for a while, because it felt like almost like a Legend of Zelda, where you're trying to get the Master Sword, you get the Sword of Light, and then once that happens, a lot of things happen. The bad guy wins, almost like reminiscent of Final Fantasy VI with Kefka, and also just like how we went there, beat him, went back, and there's still more to go to discover, and then it was a really cool ride. Like, I really hope that Dragon Quest 12 does really good too, because I know that's being in development right now, and it was just very, very fun. And I'm glad that this year has been a year of trying my backlog and really enjoying the backlog, because we've had some banger games come out this year, but like some of the games that I played that haven't come out, that were released years ago, fantastic, and they still hold up. And I'm very thankful to be able to play something like this, because I didn't think it would be like, it wouldn't feel like, I didn't think it would feel like this game, but it felt like this game in a lot of ways. And it brought me back to almost feeling how I felt when I first played this game. It was very, very cool. What else did we have? The plot, I like that it did time travel as well, and I like that it was tying up loose ends everywhere. Not many games usually do that. They usually will just give you the bare minimum and leave you wanting more and giving DLC. And I know that this was the definitive edition, so it wasn't really what came out at first, but I really, really enjoyed it. It was such a fun game. And trailers, I know from the trailers from like when it first came out, I wasn't really into it, because I was like, oh, that's another Dragon Quest game, cool. And then seeing it years down the road and being like, oh, that's a cheap game, let me get that, let me try that out. And it didn't stick to me a few years ago, but this year it really got me. I was very happy to play the game, dude. And for a first-time person, for never being in a Dragon Quest game, it was very, very, very easy to get into. That was one of my kind of like pain points. Like, do I need to have any understanding? Not really, because this kind of sets motion everything else in the later games. I'm really digging where this review is going. If I'm gonna really give like a point system, I don't like the IGN system where 7 is a good game. 7 is a really good game, but like 5 means an average. So if we're going to go with like a 10-point system, I'm going to give this game like an 8.5. It was very good. It had a lot that I wanted in an RPG, in a turn-based, and for like Akira Toriyama story was very, very, very good. Other than that, like, the pain points that I said was like having more music. I wish there was more variety of music. And I know certain people like how it is because it just the same throughout, but I'm used to having more variety. There were certain parts of the story I was just like, all right, can we move on from this? But that's in any game, and that's not exclusive to this one. But yeah, I really feel like an 8.5 is really like it, that says to me what the game is. It was very, very good. And I was pleasantly surprised. And I think my next game that I'm going to do is going to be Chrono Trigger for reviewing. So be on the lookout for that. I'll probably do that within the coming weeks. I don't know if this is going to be done in one take because I've never done this before. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If there's anything you want me to try to do in the next one, or you have ideas, please drop it down below, because I'm not really used to this. This is something new. And if you liked anything I had to say, please hit the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for more notifications for whenever I go live and whenever I post a video. I also have links down in the description for my Discord and other social media sites, and also some of my merch that I have up and ready. And I hope to see you guys maniacs later. Thank you for checking this out of my review of Dragon Quest XI, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.